Commemorating Michael Collins. A woman said, "He would sit there, listening to songs, my mother's sheaf, and he would charm her to regain songs out of note for 50 years. Did he remember the old songs? For he was of the mould of men who had renown in her young days, the champions of crossroads and field. His head was like the head upon a coin, when coins were minted well, an athlete passing from the games to take his place in citadel. But once I saw a sadness come upon his face, and that was strange. The song she sang had less of fret than all the rest, a milking song. Did he remember the old songs? A girl's lilt as she drew streams into the pail at evening fall. But you would think some great defeat was in his mind as she sang on. Some man whom Plutarch tells about heard in the cadence of a song the breaking of a thread, and knew the hold he had was not for long. Only that once, all other times the house was quiet as his face as he sat there, the open door. It was a sign no danger lay across the path of that young man, listening or speaking of a hope that was made secret in song. Did he remember the old songs? A strategist, he left behind pursuit each day, and thwarted death to plan campaign, would leave no name to field, nor to a shrine or wreath. But she had seen upon his face something that danger could not cause, nor she could guess. The fateful glimpse on instant opened to the man summoned by history. He will know, while someone outside lilts the words that have no fret, that he must choose between what forceful men will name desertion, but that he'll conceive as action to bring fruitful peace. And see, it could be, rifle raised against deserter who had led, who breaks into a history, breaks into an ambush, frenzy set, where comrades turn to foes, and they the clasp of comradeship forget. Did he remember the old songs? She asks as requiem leads us on, by keys through streets to burial ground. I answered from my searching mind. His powers made him prodigy, but old devotions kept him close to what was ours. He'd not forget threshold and hearthstone and old songs. The requiem made for diverse men is history. His music was the thing that happens, as said Finn. That no one is left on Ireland's ground to hear that music, she intoned, since Michael Collins walks no more. The citadel he entered in, without procession or acclaim, and brought a history to an end, setting his name against Norman name. Author's note. Michael Collins is one of the leaders of the Irish insurrection, and a young man of extraordinary powers. He was the first in Irish insurrectionary affairs to understand the necessity for an intelligence service that would penetrate the British military and civil administration in Dublin Castle. The success of the revolutionary movement was largely due to his success in this effort. He was killed by the irregulars of the Republican force after he had signed the Anglo-Irish Treaty and become the head of the new state. It was to him that Dublin Castle, the citadel of British power since the Norman invasion, was handed over. And it is an interesting historical coincidence that the name that goes beside Michael Collins in the transfer of power was a Norman one, Lord Fitzalan. The quotation, the music of the thing that happens, is a saying of Finn's, the chief character in the ancient Oceanic saga. It meant that he could enter with zest into any event of the day. It remains to be said of Michael Collins that he was only in his 30s when he died, a fine-looking young man of great charm and expanding intelligence.